In gaming, there is a specific genre of video game that seems to exist for the sole purpose of stuffing fan service in your face. With traditional Japanese game developers either becoming irrelevant, going out of business, or in Konami's case running their video game business into the ground, along with handhelds having their new game supply dry up as handhelds go the way of the Polaroid, more and more of these types of fan service games are being localized in America. One such game is Senran Kagura, a video game franchise for handheld gaming consoles that has had some popularity in Japan and has been a big game on the PlayStation Vita, a system that is otherwise considered dead outside of fan service games. Now, of course, it hasn't been a huge seller, and the series only managed to sell a million after 5 games, but just like other fan service games, these were likely made on a lowish budget, as evidenced by the fact that these games are made for handhelds. One of these games, Senran Kagura Shinovi Versus, a game originally made for the Vita, has just been ported to the PC, and well, is the game any good? Let's find out. Now, when you fire up Senran Kagura, the game instantly tells you what it's about with an animated intro that shoves fan service in your face as much as it possibly can, with anime tits and butt everywhere. Keep in mind, most of the characters in this game are underage, with the youngest characters being 15 years old, and it's not the most well animated thing either. When you start the game, it's clear that most of the budget went towards this anime intro because the intro doesn't even feature cheap compile heart tier visual novel style cutscenes. Instead, it just features lines of texts written about breasts being groped, with the writing feeling like that of some flash text adventure meet and fuck porn game in a weird corner of the internet. Sure, there's a story, but nobody cares and it's generic. And well, reading the text just felt a bit off, especially considering the subject matter of this game. However, it really gets bad once you see the graphics, and I mean, dear God, they're laughable. And with the breasts and lighting glitches, it seems like it's both laughable and creepy at once, with the breasts jiggling and the lighting glitching out at the same time. There were also plenty of jaggies, and when you combine that with the poor lighting, this makes the game visually abrasive and creepy to look at. Like, this is the result of some creepy nerd trying to make a video game in his basement. Now, Senran Kagura Shinovi Versus is a fighting game, and the single player consists of fights against the computer. There's also an online mode, but I don't think there are many people on this game playing online, considering how this is a niche game. The camera is poor, as the game is a 3D fighting game which moves all over the place, and to be honest, isn't always focused on the action. And well, the game is very frustrating to play. For starters, the game features long transformation animations and a stripping mechanic, as in you can lose your clothes. It sounds one step away from being a porn game, besides having the characters being nude, which thanks to this game being on the PC means that it's just a suggested Google search away. Of course, these mods might be honeypots by Chris Hansen as well, considering how most of the characters are underage, and it doesn't change the fact that you're sick if you download them. The battle system in this game is clunky, along with the artificial intelligence, which is more brutal than that of an SNK fighter. Literally, on the first mission I was being destroyed, which reeks of poor game design, especially when many games ease you into difficulty, and it's clear the game was designed around tits first and gameplay last. The AI will spam attacks at you when you're in the air and far away from them. It's like a more frustrating version of that crappy Digimon fighting game that came out last year, where enemies would just pin you against the wall and attack you over and over again. In fact, this game in general seems like one of the most sexualized games I've played since, well, Akaiba's Trip, and this game feels poorly made for that reason too. It's like they put no effort into this game because they knew some nerds would buy this game based on anime titties alone, and the thing is, this is a video game, not some hentai, and it fails as a video game. At least the game runs at 60 frames per second on PC, however, and that's really the only good thing I can say about this game. All in all, Senran Kagura is just straight up garbage that should be avoided by anyone with standards. Play an actual fighting game instead of this garbage, and that's all that needs to be said. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more. Oh, and did I mention that this game has higher system requirements than Crysis does? I mean, look, this game wants a quad-core AMD or an i3 just for a game that looks like garbage.